All right, I guess let's do this. Yeah, it's game one between the Rangers and the Marlins. They haven't played each other this season, obviously due to interleague, being opposite leagues, and they didn't have any regular season matchups against each other. Yeah, and I am here with Mello, who knows these teams pretty well. Well, you know the Marlins really well, maybe a little too
I
well.
played 5 games against the Marlins.
Oh wow, yeah.
Nobody should have to put themselves through that kind of experience. But yeah, it was a 3-2 season to postseason series, so we got really familiar. And Libby Futterman and Mike Piazza cooked a lot of pizza for both of us. It was an enjoyable experience off the diamond. On the diamond, the contests were incredibly intense, closely contested. I think the overall scores, to my recollection, actually, let me look them up real quick. 2003 schedule. Week 2 was a 5-7 Marlins victory at Cement Gardens. Week 11 was a 9-1 Pink Sox victory. Then, game 1 of the LCS was a 7.6-7 victory for the Pink Sox. That was where my famous fireball pitch out took place. That may very well have won me the game. And then super hard mode activated for game 2, our fourth meetup. I got 17 hits and only 4 runs off of it in a +3, while Personizzle got only 6 runs off of 19 hits, and he ended up winning a 4-3 nail biter. And then game 5 was sort of game 3 of the LCS. Our fifth meeting overall was simul streamed, sort of, in which I played my recording in advance in the usual manner, and then he streamed simultaneously with the airing of my recording, and that was the only game in which either of us scored double digits, and it was a 17-13 victory for the Marlins, as my Pink Sox, who have been playing incredibly well for the past 6 or 7 games up to that point, finally exhausted themselves, and they finally buckled,
Oh,
and some tears were shed on stream.
oh. Yeah,
But
all
thank
close
goodness.
series.
But looking back, I've had to make a trip to the great state of Indiana since that last meetup. So it's been a rather stressful and busy time on top of 2 grad courses as well. So having to study and prepare for World Series games on top of that, I gotta say I don't envy Personizzle, to be honest, because I also played against the Rangers in week 6. I remember that I didn't do very much studying of the Rangers that week, and I it was an extremely busy and extremely stressful week. I think it was the end of the third quarter when I was working in my school district at the time, and I remember my reaction. It was like 7 5 it was sometime in the evening of Sunday, and I was trying to figure out what to do with the Rangers, and then I'm like, "Oh god, is it TCA?"
Bad matchup for you. Bad field.
God awful matchup.
Oh,
I am awful at TCA, and my team is abysmal at TCA. We played at TCA twice, and they gave up 17 runs to the Rangers and like 33 runs or something stupid to the Twins.
dang. Yeah, I guess I can pull up their lineups. This is Wizards team, the Rangers. Amanda Hellerman. I'm not a big fan of her personally, but I noticed like Wizard what's going off with her during these playoffs. Yeah, I'm
Trying
not
to
a fan of
think.
pitching specialist, but yeah, I think Wizards have been having a great
Um,
series with her playoffs.
Amanda Heller. Yeah. Fun. A little bit of league history. My very first RBBL game in history was against Amanda Hellerman,
Oh,
and
not fun.
it was against Silver Bullets S7 Orioles, and no, not the Orioles. He was playing against the Little Giants, Season 7 Little Giants, and I only scored a +2 against them, but I won a 2-2 tiebreaker. In my second matchup against the Giants, I scored 13, but it took me like 4 innings to finally force Hellerman off the mound. She is a menace.
And then, yeah, the Cliff Floyd and the Clone. It's a lot of 6 tier speeds. So like,
Gwen
yeah, above
Sears is an
average.
individual, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Gwen
yeah.
Sears is a wonderful little girl who deserves to be recognized.
We have opposite mindsets of that. I see these kids as like assets, as like I can trade or use to win games. Yeah, but yeah, you value them as people, even though they're fake.
As the wonderful people they are. I mean, when I'm drafting, I need to figure out what to do in order to make the best team possible, but once I've completed my draft, then I get attached.
Let me pull up the Marlins now. Marlins.
The Marlins' biggest strength is they have speed at key points. They have speed throughout much of the outfield. They have a very interesting sandwiching system that I think is really effective. I think I've finally discovered the essence of the Marlins outfield in my games against them. The thing about the Marlins is that their center fielder is not fast at all, but Pete and Grace are so absurdly fast that they can actually converge in on Randy on high flies.
Yep. It's kind of hard to target a center fielder. Like you need that middle away pitch in order to do that. So I think it's a good
Yeah,
spot to hide a weak fielder.
yeah, I've targeted when I played them, I've targeted center and I've targeted right in different circumstances. I've targeted center and I've targeted right because Grace Tipton, she has good coordination, but she is very unaggressive and she has a very weak arm. I found her going under the ball a lot more than I thought she would, which was rather frustrating, but have been a few occasions where Grace has run away from the ball. I think it's only happened like 2 or 3 times in my 5 games against her, which was really, really annoying. But when her poor aggression kicks in, it's easy extra bases, but she's extremely fast in her own right. I thought about putting Earl Abbott, her clone, who I have in right field. But Earl's the only one with any decent amount of stamina on my team, so I had Earl starting.
Yeah, and it's not like even if you were to put him as your starting outfielder with the high relief points that the Luan clones have, like he's not gonna be staying in right field for the whole game anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna come in quickly, but among the things you have to be very careful about is figuring out who is going to end up there once they come in.
Yeah,
Because if I start with Whitney Singh and then Earl comes in from right field, tired Whitney Singh is not going to be effective out there at all.
what I have in the next tab. Oh, I wanted to say, looking up the season stats. I'm not too familiar with the runs created stat, but these teams, the Marlins were ninth place in runs created, and then Rangers were 10th in '03. So not amazing offensive teams. It's not like my league, the American League in '01, where the top three teams in runs created made the playoffs. So I think it's just like
The Mar-
in '03 shows you like defense is huge in '03.
Marlins definitely did not generate very many runs.
Yeah,
They played at Cement Gardens, which is not a particularly homer friendly field.
right.
They kind of have to rely on some weird bounces. They do prevent a lot of runs, especially with Pete guarding that alley.
Yeah. I think, and now you were kind enough to send me some of your scouting reports.
What you see displayed right now is what I use. I basically took the 2003 player stats page and I added some relief pitching points. I added a batting order column and I adjusted the batter throwing column as well as added a couple other stats. I arranged all of them by position. This is basically my starting point as to how I evaluate teams and start developing strategies. I sort them by position so I can see where the really fast players are, where the really strong arm players are, and we can see that the Marlins, for instance, have really strong arms in just about all the right places. They don't have a particularly strong arm with Vicky Kawaguchi, and on very fast fields like the Big City and Super Humongous Dome, that will work against Vicky because very, very fast players tend to be able to beat out throws of the strength around Vicky's, but her coordination does make her play better than a 52 arm because she can scoop it up and throw almost instantly. She was a menace at Ekman where where my runners were considerably slower, so I deliberately avoided her there.
Well, yeah, you had details notes on the Marlins because yeah, you played in the playoffs. They played in the same
I
league as
played
you.
played and I've studied the Marlins very carefully, which is why you can see some additional notes on particularly slow runners. Murray Goldman being sandwiched by Wing Quan and Judy Abunza is a very, very obvious double play opportunity because you've got the weak batter who's fast, you've got the strong batter in Mike Piazza, but he's also very slow. And then following a slow runner with a weak batter, particularly one that isn't a super speedster like Judy, that's going to be one of the most key double play opportunities. Randy Uno being slow in the 7 spot, followed by Murray Goldman in the 8 spot, also being slow, followed by a weak batter, granted still quite fast, in Vicky Kawaguchi. That's another opportunity to look out for.
Yep. And then
With
the Rangers, yeah, you only played them once, but you still had stuff
I
on
only
them.
played them once. I not only did I only play them once, but I never even actually got the opportunity to study the Rangers. I had so little time to get my game in that particular week that I just jumped in and winged it, and my I only got like a +4 against them. That's what happens when you wing it. That's what happens when you don't go in with a plan. You just flail around and you play poorly. That's why I do all this studying.
The next tab here. Oh,
This is the other half of my stats.
yeah.
I rarely look over on this end, but I decided to send you this picture as well anyway because who knows, maybe someone might find something interesting about. Actually, I sent you a different picture.
Oh,
This first picture I deleted because I realized that it doesn't actually have the names on them. Can you pull up the second version of this?
yeah, let me go back real quick.
There they are, bottommost picture.
Ah,
Excellent. There you go. Okay, so now you can see who actually has all the height. You do see some repeat stats, but here you can see the power up pitches and I sent this picture to highlight the absurd quantity of extreme height that this Rangers team has. Have it in let's see here, 3B and left field as well as the pitcher. Shortstop Lisa Crockett also has 4 height. Then you've got a 4 height Ricky Johnson picking up the throws from the tall fielders so they don't go over his head. Very well put together defense as far as height is concerned, that is for sure.
yep. Oops would be proud. All right, I think we're good to go. Let me just make sure that I do this right. It's my first time hosting a game. All right. So I guess I gotta make sure that the stream sees the monitor. Yes. Oh, and then I gotta make sure that you can see the gameplay. So I think I might have to.
See Discord Inception at the moment.
Oh yeah. Gotta share my screen with you. I think I'm just gonna end the call and then reshare the screen or something. How do I reshare something?
I don't do any of this, so I haven't the slightest clue. But I'll let you know when I see something.
All right.
I see the game.
You see it,
Here, I see a picture of Pete on a screen.
Pete?
I see your profile picture, Itanian.
You don't see the coach
I don't
menu?
I don't see the game at all.
Huh. Try again. Share screen. My second screen.
It says you're sharing your screen, but wait, watch stream. Okay, now I see I see season options. I see a Power Ranger on the right side.
Is it playing or is it
Team options,
paused?
it is moving.
Okay.
I see a recording moving. He is adjusting his lineup on
All
the
right, I
left
think we're
side.
good now. All right. I'll let you take the call. All right. Have a good call. Should be a good one.
All right, thank you. All right. Humongous Marlins, being the 3 seed from the backyard, will be the designated home team in game 1 over the 4 seed in the front yard, the mighty, not Wizards, Rudy Abunza with a slow ball to the inside, ball 1, and we are underway. The mighty Rangers, yes, the mighty Rangers. Wizard has previously called his team like the Wizard Wombats in my first season. Gwen Sears with a grounder to the right side. Wing Quan scoops it up. The throw to first, not in time, as Gwen will reach on the single to second. Amanda Hellerman stepping up to the plate. Ace pitcher, not a particularly incredible batter. He waits with determination. A slow ball, low in the zone, bounces to the right side along the first baseline. Murray will almost scoop it up, but it will bounce just to the right of the foul line. A 1 count to Amanda. The out and in curveball. Grounded. Straight to Judy. Throw to first to get the first out, while that will allow Gwen to advance to second. Floyd making his way to the plate. Beefy lefty. And a line drive, a 1 bouncer to Grace in right field. Throw to second, drop by Wing. Everyone will advance. Morris to the plate with the runners on the corners. Steal attempt appears to have been a Nan's Gambit that was declined by the catcher Murray. Now runners on second and third with 1 out. Slow ball to the inside. On 1 count. The outside. Hardly even touches the corner. Looked low a bit. It's a called strike. Mountain and curveball with not a whole lot of curvature. Fouled away. Slow ball to the outside corner. Fouled away again. Morris continuing to rely on that power bat. Pops one up into foul territory. Goldman is getting under it. And the catch is made. Gwen running home and then turning back to third. Thinking maybe Murray might get far enough out of position, but that's not the case. 2 outs and Sheila Basanti is at the plate. This time Gwen is getting the signal to go. High slow ball passes above the zone for a ball. High slow ball passes above the zone again. 2-0 to Sheila. Judy may consider walking Sheila to put the force everywhere. In and out curveball, low but in the zone for a strike. 2-1 count. Slow ball right down the middle. Pops one up to Murray. The classic catcher drop. That will score Gwen and make it 1-0 Wizard. Wizard declining to press the escape key as the replay of the embarrassing play continues to play in the background. And rather unsportsmanlike lack of escape pressing as Francis Bluer scoops up a grounder to the third base position and barely gets there in time. Through a half inning, it is 1-0 Rangers. Pete Wheeler leading off for the Marlins, facing the wrong way once again. No matter how many attempts Personizzle gives to coach him, just doesn't seem to quite work out. Slow ball to the inside, an unusual slow ball from Amanda, outside the zone for a ball. The in and out curveball barely hits the inside corner for a strike. Another inside slow ball. Slow ball is Hellerman's least frequent and least quality pitch. Heater again to the inside, ball 3. Amanda aims another slow ball to the inside. Once again, too far inside the zone, and that will be a leadoff walk for Pete Wheeler. Trent Sizemore with the 95 arm behind the dish. Have to wonder if he considers stealing. Hit and run may be in play. Is tipped in. Rounds a slow ball to the right side, scooped up by Ricky Johnson. Throw to second, not in time, and that will buy Pete enough time to get all the way to third. Ricky Kawaguchi to the plate. It appears that Personizzle has put his grounder hitters at the front of the order. Steal attempt. Interesting setup. I wouldn't have tried that because Grace is actually too fast to execute Linan's gambit properly there. But gambit is declined, and it is a grounder to catcher, or a grounder to pitcher. Throw to first is a routine play, and Pete thinks he has enough time to get all the way home, but is caught out at home and runs into it on the sportsmanlike play, and that is a double play. Not a good start for the Marlins. Francis Bluer, first of the powerful hitters. The 87 power bat, it's tied for the most powerful on this team. Francis Bluer, the strongest all-around player on this, well, maybe not necessarily, as Pete does have 80 power as well. Francis, definitely a very strong all-around player, watches 2 balls pass. Curveball looked low, but maybe the top of the ball just barely scraped it for a strike. Fastball high in the zone for another strike. Francis Bluer switches to the line drive. Don't want to pop up. High ball to left field. Grace is on the move. Cliff gets under it. It bounces off of Chris. The ball bounces out of play. Over to left field after having failed the catch. That will score Grace, and because Francis was already on her way to second, she is granted third. 100% sure how that rule works, but this game is now equalized. And Quan at the plate now. Another weak, speedy hitter looking to ground his way on and does just that. Hit to Gwen Sears at third base is not responded to with a throw, but instead she checks the runner at third and holds on to it. Randy Uno at the plate. Randy Uno considers the line drive bat and switches to the power bat. Steal attempt from Wing He's then forced to turn around. No way a runner of Wings caliber is going to make it on a 95 arm. Deep hit to right center field. Sheila's on the move. She gets under it. Catch is made to limit it to 1 run. Excellent defensive maneuver from Sheila, and through 1 inning, we are tied at 1-1. Personizzle with the slight edge due to the home bonus at this point. Getting to the top of the second, Little Miss Whatever stands at the plate. Lisa Crockett has become a sensation this season due to the prevalence of the whatever soundboard emote on the RBBL Discord. Slow grounder to the left of Judy. Scoops it up and makes the routine play to first. Marlins Perez making her way up to the plate. Slow ball down the middle, knocked aside for a strike. Marlin, a clone of Artie Pimbleton who played for my Pink Sox, a solid line drive hitter. Some great round 8 value. And speaking of, oh my goodness, Marlene Perez with the unexpected liner home run just to the right of the left field foul pole. 337 is the official measurement. Does Arlene have any home runs this season? Let me check. Like any regular season homers? I'm honestly not sure. Front yard west. Arlene. She has 2 homers in the regular season. That'll make it 2-1 Rangers. Ricky Johnson swings at an outside pitch, too far outside for him to reach. 0-1 count. Ricky Johnson fouls away an out and in curveball. Go down to his second strike. Slow ball well inside, doesn't fool Ricky this time. 1-2 count. Another inside slow ball. Looked a little inside, but looked like it might have scraped the zone, so Ricky doesn't chance it. And he sprints his way to first, and he barely reaches. It looked like the throw was in time, but Mike Piazza may have been off the bag. Back to the top of the order in Gwen Sears. Gwen Sears with 75 power and 85 speed. Hits one hard in a line drive to right field. Grace nearly gets there, but just drops it. And Vicky out of position on the throw to second, but no further damage. Again, Coach Wizard refusing to press the escape key and letting the embarrassing throw to nobody at second base play in the background as if Vicky hasn't been embarrassed enough. Grounder to the second base position for Amanda. Scooped up by Kwan. Taking the out at second. There are runners on the corners, but now there are 2 outs. If there were only 1 out, this would be an excellent opportunity for Anand's gambit. But alas, the gambit was accepted by Murray, trying to gun down Amanda, but he spikes the throw. That will get Amanda to second base. Of a surprising development. I wouldn't have sent Amanda. She's way too slow for that kind of run. Way too slow for that kind of arm. Ball to the outside. Ball 2. Just 2-1. Line drive to left center field. Oh! Scooped up by Vicky Kawaguchi. those ballet lessons paying off. It looked like that was going to go over her head, but she reached up and gloved it like it was nothing. Through 1.5 innings, the Rangers lead 2-1. Mike Piazza to lead off for the Marlins. Aiming to hit a powerful shot to left field, instead grounds it to the shortstop. Lisa will field it cleanly and easily. Mike will have no shot. Ray Goldman to the plate now. Ray Goldman, another slow batter. Batting back-to-back slow batters is a risky move. Ray Goldman grounds one straight to the pitcher. Amanda scoops it up. The routine throw to first. Judy Abunza to the plate now. Judy Abunza, a very weak bat, but tier 4 speed, so she has some mobility. Aims to ground it to the left side. Brent Sizemore scoops it up, and another routine play to first. A 1-2-3 inning for the AI Rangers. Through 2 innings, Rangers lead 2-1. Uma Morris stepping up to the plate in the top of the third. Pitching immediately over to the power bat. Uma Morris, with not very much speed, doesn't want to be standing on first, so she's looking for extra bases. Pops one up. Bonza on the move, takes the grab out of the sky. Sheila Basanti to the plate now. .61 power, not a whole lot of it, but she can line it, and she does. Race, making her way under it, making that catch. Sizemore to the plate now. And with the very weak bat. Heater goes high and maybe a tad outside. Ball 1. And hoping to poke one to the left side. Sees an opportunity with the inside pitch. It's a one bouncer to Judy. The quick throw. It looked like Mike wasn't quite going to get there in time, but he does just barely manage to reach it. Through 2.5 innings, it is 2-1 Rangers. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for the AI Marlins this time. Opportunity to come back has presented itself. As Pete Wheeler, basically the greatest grounder hitter in the game, fouls one away. Knocked away another foul ball. Knocked away a foul ball once again. Pete, thinking ideally to ground the ball to the left side, but he can ground it anywhere and he'll probably be safe. Hard hit line drive to Lisa Crockett. Apparently Pete doesn't quite understand the difference between a line drive and a grounder. He's tipped into the plate. Very frustrating when you line out on a grounder swing because it has the word ground in the name. Speaking of grounder, it's a grounder straight to Amanda Hellerman, who makes the routine play to first. Now it is Vicky's turn to bat. Vicky continuing the grounder train. Ball 1 passes high, the inside half of the plate. Out and in curveball, knocked to the right side. Second basewoman Uma Morris scoops it up. The throw to first just in time, and that is 3 straight half innings that went down in 1-2-3 fashion. This game is proceeding quickly. Through 3 innings, the Rangers lead 2-1. Lisa Crockett to the plate. Watches a slow ball pass high in the zone for ball strike 1. 0-1 count. Slow ball to the outside, ball 1. The out and in curveball passes well high for ball 2. Another out and in curveball, this time low and in the zone. Popped high around left field, close to the foul line. Grabbed out of the air by Pete Wheeler. The first out. Marlon Perez, the plate now. Just a bit outside. Looked like it might have been ripe for an outside liner. Another slow ball to the outside, and there's the outside liner Arlen is looking for. It's a one bouncer that Grace just barely got in front of. Couldn't quite catch it, but does limit it to a single. Ricky Johnson timidly stepping up to the plate. His thumbs up to coach. Marlon Perez looking to execute a hit and run, it seems. A ground ball to the right side of the pitcher's mound will advance Arlen to second base, but the out is made at first, and Gwen Sears is at the plate with a runner in scoring position. Slow ball passes high for ball 1. Slow ball to the low inside corner of the plate, driven hard to the right side but foul. 1-1 count to Gwen. The other out and in curveball, beautifully placed in the zone for a strike. Gwen lets it go. Out and in curveball over the middle of the zone, hit directly down the middle, dead center. I couldn't quite hear if it hit the screen, but it either hit the screen or immediately below it. Pete runs over, grabs it, and the throw to second is not in time. Gwen with a stand-up double, and that will score Arlen. It will make it 3-1 Rangers. Amanda Hellerman making her way to the plate now. Gwen with her speed, thinking about some hit and run action. Slow ball just to the left of the center of the plate. It's a line drive, a one bouncer to Pete Wheeler, who immediately gives it to Vicky, but nothing doing. Runners at the corners now for Cliff Floyd. Which calls time. There's a quick stamina check. Steal signal is given and then called off. It looks like he's executing a hit and run strategy. First pitch is high for ball 1. Second pitch, also high for ball 2. In and out curveball. Not a whole lot of curve to it. This is low for ball 3. It's a 3-0 count to Cliff. Slow ball right down the middle. No 3-0 take. Cliff goes for it. The one bouncer to Wing Kwan at the second base position, but he cannot get a glove on it, and that error will allow Gwen to score. 1 RBI single for Cliff Floyd will make it 4-1 Rangers. Now Uma Morris has reached the plate with 2 on. Uma Morris, the most powerful bat on either squad at 88 power. Out and in curveball, knocked high and foul. Amanda Hellerman's the only one in scoring position, and she's not particularly fast. A curveball passes low for ball 1. Uma Morris not switching to the line drive. She really wants a homer. Coach Wizard must be thinking that it's doubtful that a line drive will get them all the way around. That looked like a juicy slow ball to hit, and it ended up being knocked away foul. Pitch to the outside part of the plate, again knocked away foul. Curveball fools Uma Morris into swinging. You got to look at the spin of that ball to see that it was a curve and not a slow ball. An opportunity lost, but headway has been made as the lead is now 4-1 for the Rangers through 3 1/2 innings. Amanda Hellerman with a heater low in the zone. Cliff Floyd is on the move, try to catch that fly ball to left field, and will make the diving catch. That kind of clutchness is incredibly valued in the World Series. The first out is made. It's a huge threat in Francis Brewer. And Kwam watches a heater pass to the inside for ball one. In and out curveball, grounded just to the right of Amanda, who scoops it up. It's a weak throw to an uncharacteristically weak throw to first, and that will allow Wing to just barely reach. Andy Uno to the plate. Andy with 80 power on her bat, wanting to move Wing around. She takes strike one. She takes strike two. Both of them out and in curveballs that looked high but in the zone. The low and inside heater bounces toward the pitcher. Wing sliding into second base and will make it just barely in time, and that is 2 on. Mike Piazza is at the plate now. Seeing as how this is Super Humongous Dome, there is no pizza box on home plate. Who knows if Road Piazza will be unleashed? Heater passes above the zone for ball one. Another heater, this time barely reaches the high inside corner for a strike. Heater right down the middle. Mike Piazza jumps on it and sends one skyward to dead center. Over the screen in center field, and that is the clutch three-run homer that Road Piazza has wanted. No measurement still. I saw a measurement briefly, but it disappeared. Someone should clip that so we can get a measurement on that. That will make it 4-4 here in the bottom of the fourth. Personizzle with the mathematical edge due to the home bonus at this point. Barry Goldman to the plate with the bases empty and 1 out. The heater low in the zone for a strike. Letterman sends an out and in curveball, and Murray rounds one hard to the left side. Ben Sears is there to scoop it up after only one bounce and makes the long cross diamond throw first. Barry Goldman, being slow, will not reach. Rudy Abunza to the plate. The out and in curveball just barely hit the outside low corner for a strike. Very nasty pitch. Sensible not to swing at it, as Judy is clearly aiming for the left side. Another out and in curveball passes low for ball one. Heater down the middle for a strike. Judy again aiming for the left side, being patient. The out and in curveball just outside for ball two. Another out and in curveball, barely outside this time. A good take from Judy for a full count. Another out and in curveball. Amanda seems to know that Judy was aiming for the inside. Amanda continuing to put it outside and forces a grounder along the first baseline for the routine out at first. Beautiful, immaculate pitching from AI Amanda Hellerman on that last at-bat. Through 4 innings, it is 4-4, with the Marlins holding a home bonus advantage. Caleb Asante to the plate. Grounder to the right side, passes to the right of the first baseline for a foul. Switches over to the grounder swing. Going to make use of her speed. Bounds to the right side again. This time bounces foul just before it crosses over the first base. Curveball weaves its way outside for a ball. Slow ball to the inside. A good take from Sheila. 2-2 count. Slow ball. Oh my goodness, that looked low. It fooled me and it fooled Sheila. That pitch looked low to me and maybe a bit outside, but it appears to have caught that corner, and naturally the game never tells you. Very frustrating as Trent Sizemore swings at an inside pitch for strike one. Swing and a miss from Trent Sizemore on a pitch down the middle. 0-2 count. Another slow ball down the middle, maybe high in the zone, which may be the reason why it was fouled off. Out and in curveball to the inside of the plate, may have gone a little too far inside, knocked off the inside of the bat, fouled away. In and out curveball this time. Bounces just to the left, and Francis Bluer, playing very far inside, scoops it up and throws a bullet to first to make the second out. Defensive prowess from Francis in the third base position. Lisa Crockett watches a slow ball pass high in her very tall zone for strike one. Out and in curveball. Hard hit line drive. Bounces past Mike. Grace. Wow! The put out from Grace in right field, who appeared to have been playing in. Maybe not playing in, but she ran in the aggression very uncharacteristic of her. Personizzle's defense in action right now. AI Arlen Perez is at the plate. It's a fly out. It's a fly. Shallow center field. Wing cannot make the catch. He will recover, but not in time to get the out at second. Now there are two on for Ricky Johnson, who appears to have hit a screaming line drive. There's no way he can hit at that kind of power naturally. So we'll round third. Ricky looking to tag Ricky, then neglects to, and two runners will score. The unwise advancement from Ricky Johnson will get him out. And now we are going back to the bottom of the fifth. That is 2 runs for the AI Rangers. Reducing the Marlins score to 2, it is now 4-2 Rangers. Through 4 1/2 innings. Heater high in the outside corner for a strike. Pete Wheeler grounds one to the right side. Ricky Johnson on the move. His very weak arm will allow Pete to advance to second, and he tries for third. Morris electing to throw at home. That is an infield triple. Very rare in this league, but Pete Wheeler does what Pete Wheeler does. Leadoff triple help start mounting a comeback. In what is likely the Marlins' final opportunity to score. Grace Tipton watches an out and in curveball pass low for a ball. Another out and in curveball. Grace Tipton swings and misses. Early swing as the ball curved its way to the inside half of the plate. Heater passes high, ball 2. Another out and in curveball. Amanda's bread and butter passes low for ball 3. Yet another out and in curveball, and Grace Tipton sprinting her way to first sends a ball only a few feet to the left of catcher Trent, and Grace will reach. Runners in the corners with no outs. Kawaguchi to the plate now. Will Trent accept the gambit? He takes. Trent does not accept the gambit and will allow Grace to advance for free. 2 runners in scoring position now. Heater right down the middle. Vicky bounces the hard hit throw over to shortstop Lisa, who does not attempt to throw Vicky out at first. The bases are loaded with no outs for Francis Bluer. If there's any time to hit a clutch homer, it is this one. Francis Bluer has not hit a lot of homers this season. But Francis Bluer came in absolutely clutch from what I have read in the league championship series. He sends one skyward but foul. Vicky's lack of aggression did not allow him to go after it. Probably because he was a little scared of running into the dugout wall. Francis has a triple on the day. Swung early, knocked the ball foul as a result. 0-2 count to Francis. High slow ball in the zone for a strike. That's why I prefer to go line drive in that situation. If Francis had swung at that, she probably would have popped it up. Either an infield fly or an infield flying non-call past the 100-foot zone may have resulted in a disastrous double play. That's why I prefer the line drive in that situation. Hit and run attempted, but then strike is called and everyone has to retreat. There is no hit and run in play. Bing Kwan, a weak power batter with the bases loaded and fewer than 2 outs. Absolutely not an ideal situation. Only saving Grace, Grace is standing on second base, is that everyone is fast. Bing Kwan fouls one away for 2 strikes. Out and in curveball. Pops that one up with a little bit of height. He is out at second, but that does buy enough time for Heat to score at home. A home bonus is applied, and now it is 4-4. Marlins have scored exactly 6 runs with the home bonus taken into consideration. So it is actually 4.0. We are actually sitting at a dead even tie as far as runs scored is concerned. With the Rangers having given up fewer runs, this tie would go in favor of the Rangers as Randy Uno faces a 1-0 count. Bing Kwan retreats on what appears to have been a hit and run attempt. Randy Uno with the 1-1. Swings and misses at a low outside corner pitch. Switching over to the line drive. Randy Uno needs some runs now in order to keep this hope alive. A very scary take from Randy, but it is high for a ball. Uma Morris is pitching, I just noticed. Amanda Hellerman appears to have run out of stamina. Wait, no, never mind. It's a 5-run switch. Never mind. Amanda Hellerman has excellent stamina. 2-2 count to Randy. In and out curveball. Knocked away foul. A hard hit liner to the left side, but to the left of the third baseline. They need some runs and they need them now. Grace is standing on third, looking to score. Pops one up. Murray trying to get under it. Uma with the catch being made. Through 5 innings, it is 4-4. Rangers holding the tiebreaker on account of having given up fewer runs to the AI. Rangers are looking to get some insurance and also not to give up any runs. If they don't score and the AI Marlins score, this thing could turn around. It is not over. Marlin watches the heater pass outside for a ball and high in the zone for a strike. 1-1 count to her. It looked like a heater, but there was a little bit of a visual glitch on my end. Regardless, it was swung at and missed. Strike 2. Slow ball to the inside. Sends one to Vicky. Marlin sprinting her way to first will make it in time off of Vicky's average arm. Vicky Johnson to the plate now. Coach calls time, apparently to do a quick stamina check. And is looking to get some hit and run action in play. Foul ball knocked away. Outside, but looked like a place Ricky might have wanted to poke it. Bit of a risky call there, considering that Wing is there with a bit of a strong arm. Whoa, well outside pitch. It's a one bouncer to Wing, who can't get a glove on it and is knocked down as a result. And both Ricky and Arlene will reach on the error. And now the powerful Gwen Sears, with her 75 bat, is at the plate looking to line them in. This could be some crucial insurance. It's a grounder to the right side. Mike Piazza playing deep. Throws it hard to Wing at second base. But Wing again drops the ball. And that will buy Arlene enough time to run home and score. It is now 5-4 Rangers. Amanda Hellerman stepping up to the plate now. Heater to the inside. Catcher Murray Goldman does not accept the gambit. That will allow Gwen Sears to advance. Grace Tipton coming in to pitch from right field. Not a whole ton of action from right field for Grace, so it makes sense that she comes in having used up minimal stamina. Actually, now that I think about it, we haven't seen what the AI's been doing. Well, actually we have, never mind. The fly ball to left field, caught by Pete Wheeler. Ricky will tag up and advance and score on the sacrifice fly. Floyd stepping up to the plate. Sack fly from Amanda Hellerman will make it 6-4 Rangers. Floyd lets the curveball go. Peter to the inside. Cliff Floyd lifts one high to right field. Judy Abwanza on the warning track makes the catch. Gwen will tag up and advance. And looking to go all the way home, but Wing Kwan's strong arm will suppress her to third. Emma Morris to the plate. Emma Morris swings, hits hard to left field. The catch is made from Pete Wheeler. AI Marlins need 2. Emma Morris for the AI launches a fireball pass for a strike. It is 5-2 for a plus 4.0 for the Marlins. AI Marlins need 2 to tie. Grounder from AI Francis bounces over to Lisa. The throw to first. Vicky Johnson was well off the plate in what would have been the game-winning out. Now it is Wing Kwan making his way to the plate. Kellerman sends a curve to the inside, swung at and missed by Wing. Francis Bluer is a fast runner. May want to consider having a system ready to prevent her steal. Wing Kwan swings and misses, and that will finish Wizards Mighty Rangers game at +6. Final score for Game 1 of the 03 World Series is 6-4 in favor of the Mighty Rangers. Double play being made that gave AI Ricky Johnson the ability to use the power-up. That made the difference. If there were no runs scored, it would have been a perfect tie, actually. It would have been a perfect 6-6 tie, and we would have needed to go to other tiebreakers that I'm not quite sure of at this point. But regardless, that's not what has happened at this point. The Rangers take game one of the World Series by a score of 6-4. A close, very strong defensive showing from both sides. It has been an honor and a privilege to commentate game one. Thank you guys very much. Hopefully, you have enjoyed this broadcast of Backyard Sports Center.
Yeah, thanks, Mello, for casting the game. Yeah, congratulations, Wizard, for your game one win, taking the lead in the series. I have game two, but I think I'm gonna cast it tomorrow, stream it tomorrow, just doing the same thing as I did today. So yeah,
Right?
Wizard takes the lead. Game 1-0 in this best of five series. Everyone that chatted knows that the World Series is best of five. But in case you don't know, that's what it is. But yeah,
Right.
stay tuned.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be on the mic tomorrow.
Right.
If someone else wants to turn on the mic, I'll happily relinquish the opportunity. Otherwise, I'll make sure it's okay, and if necessary, I can take the mic again. But if someone else would in the RBBL Discord would like to take game two, by all means. It's been an honor and a privilege.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Do your reading. Yep. Do your reading, do your homework, ask your instructor questions, and go to office hours. See you guys next time.